Hi, I'm Dave Painter. We're in the southeast corner of the reserve here. The Longhorns and Martin working away in the background there. This will be the background for our Wildlife Weekly. Well, there's a few exciting things that have been going on the reserve this week. We just missed it, just whizzed past us there was a dragonfly. We'll be taking a close look at those. We'll be taking a very close look at our breeding black-headed gull population as well, and the work of the farmers on the land here, getting the land ready for the birds when they return in the winter. We get quite excited on the sunny days like this at this time of year. The dragonflies are just starting to get really good. About a dozen different species being seen around the reserve at the moment. One of them, well, I think the most spectacular actually is this species, a thing called the broad-bodied chaser. That blue prunescence, that bluish colouring to the body really are showing well in this, this mature specimen. They breathe through the spiracles along the side of the body. You can see the body here actually pumping up and down to move that air in and out so that they can breathe effectively. We've just seen a hobby just dash past the camera here, and if you look closely at the male broad-bodied chaser that we had there, you can see some damage to the wings. That may be fighting between rival males as they patrol their different territories, or it could be a predator like a bird, but they are food. They are being hunted by a range of birds, especially that hobby. Watch out for one of the reserve specialities, which is the aptly named scarce chaser. This dragonfly, similar to the broad-bodied chaser, a bluish body, but with some dark staining restricted just to the rear wings, and blue eyes. Look out for those blue eyes. Well, this week we've literally been getting to grips with the breeding black-headed gull population out here on the reserve. I'm going to let Kane Brides tell you a little bit about the ringing project that we've been involved in.
I'm currently in the Discovery Hide looking out over South Lake at our black-headed gull colony, where this week a team of staff and volunteers visited our black-headed gull colony to do some bird ringing. In the UK, bird ringing is coordinated by our friends at the British Trust for Ornithology. Each ring has its own unique number, which is identifiable to that individual. We place the rings on the bird's legs by closing them using ringing pliers, and this allows the ring to kind of freely move up and down the bird's leg, very similar to like us wearing a wristwatch. So with the black-headed gull chicks getting ready to fledge and autumn migration is starting to commence, why don't you come down here to Slimbridge and see whether you can spot any of the birds that we've ringed here on South Lake.
If you look out from the hides at this time of year, as well as the wildlife, you're going to be seeing some of the farm animals and some of the farming activity that's going on here. The Longhorns here have been a fairly recent addition to the reserve. An ancient beef breed. They can survive very well on the kind of grazing that we have here. The fields are very wet. We don't use fertiliser, we don't use farmyard manure. It takes a special animal to be able to do well on that kind of grazing. And that's really where these Longhorns have slotted in so well. They're like having an extra member of staff. They really help manage the reserve to get it in the right condition for the birds when they return in the autumn. Just a little update on the cranes. So we think we've got 4 or 5 individuals here just now, but as you can see, they're not afraid of the farming activity that's going on. We've seen the tractors baling, the cranes just in front of them. Indeed, they may even see it as an opportunity. Obviously, wildlife's being disturbed from those fields as the tractors are moving up and down, and it could well be a feeding opportunity. So it's really good to see these birds fitting in with the management, with the agricultural practices that we have to employ here. In the outlook, in the weather that we've got coming for this week, some sunshine, warm periods, and again, we're going to be concentrating on those dragonflies. And I suggest you do the same. Anywhere near your house, local bodies of water, now's a good time to get out and look for dragonflies. And finally, don't forget, if you enjoy our wildlife weeklies, please share them with your friends and followers on Facebook and Twitter. And for up-to-minute information, go to the WWT website.